Hey, what is up guys? So welcome to my introduction of MXM. Now, this game just came out recently, and I've been playing it for a while. I did participate in the earlier versions of the game, and it's pretty much stayed the same, and I really do enjoy this game, and I kind of wanted to serve this again as an introduction video, because sometimes people come into the stream, and they come from Overwatch, and like, wait, what the heck is this game? Like, you know, where do I buy it? Is it on Steam? Okay, so to answer that, I'll link the website so you guys can download and play the game. Now, the game is free. It's supported by microtransactions, and what you can buy with microtransactions are heroes as well as convenience items and also skins. But the game is in no way, shape, or form pay to win. Other than, like, I guess you could argue if you unlock the heroes earlier, you're able to play the hero. But I wouldn't really consider that pay to win. So there's a lot to cover in this game. Now, as far as what the game is, I would consider it kind of a MOBA, but it's a lot more different than your traditional like League of Legends, Heroes of the Storm, or any of these other games. And the reason why is because you can have two heroes. Now, before I jump into too much depth in the game, I wanted to showcase off like what you can do in the game, because this game is PvE and PvP, and there's like these mini games. There's a lot of content in this game. There's also the training area, which is great. I wish more games had this training area. I'm just going to go ahead and just select two heroes real quick. And we'll talk about like the skills and a lot more, but I just, again, wanted to show you guys like some of the gameplay. Now, like I said, there is PvE and there is PvP. And both of them are great enough to where if you just like to play one of them, you could just totally play PvE. You don't never need to touch PvP, and I think you'd still have a good time if you enjoy those kind of games. So I would say if you are playing in the PvE aspect of the game only, I would say it's kind of like an ARPG. And I say kind of because as far as depth goes, like itemization, it's not like Path of Exile where there's like crazy builds. However, there are nodes which we will get into. So we're in the training ground, and you will see over here that my character has this little grass symbol, and if I swap characters, there is this little water symbol. So depending on your type, you will do more damage to another type. Now, they call them Ardent, Helix, and something else, but I'm just going to call it, for the sake of the video to keep it easy, water, grass, and fire. So water will do more damage to fire. Fire will do more damage to grass, and grass will do more damage to water. So it's like this whole rock, paper, scissors system. It's not to say that like if I am water, I'm always going to lose to grass. It's just I take additional damage from a grass type. So it's kind of like this weakness resistant kind of a thing, like kind of like Pokemon. That'd be a good little example. Again, it doesn't mean that I'm automatically going to be losing against this. But what I like with this game compared to other MOBAs, you have your traditional like few skills, and you have your ultimate, and you also have your ultimate gauge. Unlike MOBAs where you have to level up and get your ult, you just start out with your ult. However, you can't just use your ult. It actually builds up, kind of like, I'd say, like an Overwatch, although there is certain things like an ult gauge booster that you can actually pick up off of, I would say, kind of objectives in the game. In PvE, you just kill monsters and they can drop. But anyways, I kind of wanted to, again, use this as like a base example. So what's cool with this game is you can actually set up your combos. Like in League of Legends, you would have different characters do different things to set up a combo. Like someone will suck them all in, or you'll knock them up, then, you know, someone else will come in and do the damage. With this, what I like with this is you can actually set it up. So I can jump onto a character, force them to be knocked down, and I can swap to another character, and then I can kind of continue my combo. Now, I don't want to get into all of like the debuffs and the buffs too much into this game, but for the sake of this video, there are certain buffs and there are debuffs. Usually reds are debuffs, greens are buffs, but there's other things that can apply more conditional effects, which, again, this is I want to keep this video a little bit simple, but basically, greens are buffs, reds are debuffs. Now, some characters can actually remove buffs. For example, my right click can dash through and strips all buffs from the targets that I collide with. And there's certain things will multiply damage or have damage reduction based off of buffs and debuffs. And if you mouse over the skills, you'll see that there is skill power. So as I level up in the game, if I'm playing PvE, these are already leveled up. You level them up by just putting in gold into the character, and it's pretty easy to max out. It's not like you need to like pay to win to get these maxed out. But in PvP, you actually level up in the game just like you would in League of Legends. You can put points into it, and you'll see at different intervals, it increases power, increases your range, and also the radius of this. So this one is an AoE. Now, since this one is targeting like this hero, they can actually swap heroes and actually get rid of it. So if, let's say, they use that on me, I could swap heroes and that effect would go away. Or if I am knocked up in the air or stunned or a lot of different conditions, I can swap characters and that can actually mitigate the effect on it. So sometimes what characters will do, they'll try to force you to swap. Like, for example, Cag over here, when I'm trying to initiate in fights, because he's considered a juggernaut, which would be the equivalent to like a bruiser in other games. But basically, I would like jump on a target and I would slam them down so they're knocked down and they are binded for a duration of time. So you can see at level 6, the hit target is bound for 3.5 seconds, but if they swap, they can actually move away. Now, ideally, what I would want to do is use the enraged effect. Certain characters, they have like mana, there's like equivalent to like fury and like rage and other things in other games, but for the sake of this video, I'll try to keep it a little bit simple and we'll consider like this your rage. Again, different heroes build different things. Like this character, she uses mana, and what I like with this is they use an ability. You can see it says plus 10, so it's MP recovered per second 10. You can actually increase this later on. But going back to what I was saying before, if I go on to like this character over here and I knock them down and I bind them, more than likely that target is going to die. So the person playing this character, and I'm going to be autoing during this whole duration, more than likely what they would do is they would, sounds like there's an ability going on in the background. Anyways, so it would force them to swap, right? And then after they swap, I can swap to my character that puts a lot of dots on the enemy. So if I throw on a lot of dots, they're going to usually swap, but since they already swapped, they're not going to have access to it. Now, you can swap at any time as long as your cooldown is not on activation. You guys can see over here. When I swap characters, there is a duration. Now, it's usually a lot longer than this, but it depends on like your nodes, which we'll get into later on. But there's also like a summoner spell. Now, in PvE, depending on the mission, you'll have special ones, but for the most part, you'll just have sprint, and this just increases your movement speed, and it has a cooldown. For PvP, it has a much longer cooldown. So this is like the training area, and it's great just to test out like how much damage you're doing and practicing your combos. There's a lot more extensive combos that you can do, but I'll probably make separate videos for that later. But I just wanted to get a few of the things out of the way, just so you can kind of understand how the gameplay works. As far as like PvP goes, and like kind of like the ideal scenario is you initiate water onto fire, and then when they swap, you swap as well. Now you can only select 2 heroes, which is it's a huge deal though, because like being able to have 2 heroes in a game is really cool, and you can swap at any point, like I mentioned before. So ideally, I would want to use water against fire, force them to swap. Now, the thing is that maybe the person that he swaps into is another fire, and that's ideally you don't want to have 2 of the same type. You don't even have to play like double tank or double heals or support is what they call it in this game. I think it's really cool that you can play like damage and then also play support. Like you can do 2 things, and that's what really makes this game unique. That's what makes it stand out from other games. But anyways, we're gonna go ahead and return to the bridge, and then we'll talk a little bit more about like the other modes in the game, because there's so much content in this game. But anyways, this is like the overworld, and you don't have to like go anywhere to like start the game. You'll hear a lot of people spamming things in the lobbies, but I'm surprised the Upside Down song is not playing, which you guys, if you play this game long enough, you'll understand that song is played like literally half the time in the lobbies, because you can actually use coins and you can play music in the jukebox for everyone to hear, and it's always upside down. But anyways, you can jump in this MOBA, which is a little bit different because high ground is an advantage in the game, but I'll go over some of that stuff later on. But anyways, there's a few different modes in the game, and I'll upload gameplay from like everything. So as far as unlocking heroes, let me show you something important. So if you hit the P key, P as in penguin, there is all these heroes that are accessible for you, and there are some that are on rotation. You'll see there's this little like rotating symbol, and that signifies that you can actually select that hero and they are on rotation. But the characters are all, like I mentioned before, there's grass, there's fire, and water. And so over in the bottom right, you'll see what their icon is. So or you can also technically sort it by kinetic, ardent, and helix, and then I'll sort them by water, fire, grass. I just think it's easier to say water, fire, grass than ardent, kinetic, and helix. But anyways, what I really like with this is on the heroes, I'm just gonna put all attunements. I can view the character's skills, and it's really friendly how they do this. So I can go to watch skill videos, and it'll open up this thing, and you can actually view all of the skills. And they open up a video, and if you mouse over it, it'll tell you exactly what it does. And I love how descriptive it is, because sometimes in games you actually have to go to, like, open up YouTube and to like see all of the skills, and you want to like read what they do, and it tells you all of the skill power. And as far as unlocking this guy, I can unlock him 2 different ways. I can record him with X coin, which would be paying money to get him earlier, and then there's also to achieve 30 shards of Soho Thin in the Ascalon Catacombs. Now, sometimes you can't do these whenever you want. How it kind of works as far as PvE goes, because you unlock them through PvE, or some of them you can technically unlock through PvP by just gaining levels. So, as far as unlocking them goes, when you go to dispatch, there is different stages. Now, on different difficulties, you can receive more. You receive more currency depending on the difficulty. But really, what it comes down to is, if I just go ahead and hit random stage, which I can do for free, or I can spend these things called tickets, which are acquired via logins, and you can actually buy them using in-game cash. Now, to specify what hero you want to unlock, you may have to spend these. You may have to do a certain mission multiple times to unlock that hero. Now, some heroes can only be unlocked via the time-space distortion, which is a special event that goes on. Let me go open up the map. So you'll see right now, today is Ant's Nest. So I will be, if I do Ant's Nest, I will be getting Ant Queen's Ring. That's a possible drop at the end of the mission. And I need to acquire a certain amount to unlock a hero. Now, the hero that you unlock with this one is Cat. Cat is his name. So I can unlock him using X coin, or I can unlock him by doing the mission. It depends on the difficulty that you do it. You can unlock them faster, but on normal you can get anywhere from 1 to 2, I believe, per run. But you have at the very end of a mission, which I'll do a quick mission to kind of show you guys how it works. But actually, we could just do this quest, because I wouldn't mind getting more of the ant rings. But after I get 30 out of them, then I use what's called soul. Now, you can get soul by logging in, or you get 1 per level, and you can unlock him through that. So not only do you have to do the mission objective multiple times and acquire those rings that are a random drop, you have to spend soul, or you can again just pay money. But going further into all the characters, stats and stuff, you can mouse over and it'll tell you all the detailed information. Like I said, you can buy skins. Some of the skins, though, you can unlock by getting these shards. I forgot what they're called exactly. Let me mouse over one of them. They're called standard style token. Well, there's rare style. I think it's called rare style token. They have other ones. You also do get the X coin, which is the in-game cash currency, by logging in. You can see over here. You can see the login rewards. Here, I'll go ahead and claim some of the rewards from this. Let's go ahead and receive some of the gifts. So you see, they'll give you daily login rewards, and there's also the calendar for the time-space distortion. So this one is to unlock, just to go to Ascalonian temples, or the Ascalon Catacombs, which unlocks one of the characters from Guild Wars, which is Ridlock. Oh, I also probably should mention, there are a lot of heroes from a lot of other games. Some of them are original, but some of them you'll see, for example, Jin So-yoon is from Blade and Soul. There's also Poharon. There's characters from Lineage. There's characters from Guild Wars 2. Characters from City of Villains and City of Heroes. A lot of really cool games have heroes in this game. And I think that's awesome. It almost reminds me of Heroes of Storm. You have different games, heroes. It's from NCSoft, so a lot of heroes from there. But, also Ion, there's Chromie. There's actually a lot of cool combos that you can do with Chromie, but I don't have her unlocked yet. I'm just kind of slowly progressing in the game and unlocking my heroes. And like I said, with daily logins, you can get different things. You can see this one has a weapon augmentation, and I get a random upgrade here, and you use these to upgrade your character's weapon. So if I go to my master, you can also change who's your representative master. So if I change this, you'll see that this character is it's different. Now, this just represents your character in the lobby. There's also a thing called a mercenary, which if someone is added on your friends list, so let me go to open up my friends list real quick, to show you guys everything. So under your mercenaries, you can add your friend as a mercenary, and this can actually be increased, but what it comes down to is when I go into a mission, I can actually use one of my friend's heroes instead of one of mine, and you get all of their stats and everything. It just makes it easier. So like, let's say you don't have a hero unlocked, maybe you want to try them out, you can actually use one of your friend's hero. So, and this is all free to do, but you can only have a certain amount of mercenaries. I believe when you start out it's 3, or is it you can only use 3 per day? It's one of those. You don't have infinite uses of them, but they refill over time. But I think it's every day. Okay, now let me get into nodes. This would be the equivalent to like runes in League of Legends. So going to my master, you'll see that there are things called nodes. Now, you can equip them, you can have different pages, and you can unlock more pages as you progress in the game by gold and also X coin. But you can see what these nodes do. They have like weapon damage, there's crit strike chance, there's tag out, healing. That means like while the other person's tagged out, they will be healing. And there's also like AP, I guess is what you consider it in League of Legends. I'm just going to use League of Legends as an example because I feel like that's a game a lot of you guys have probably played before. There's also like mana regen, cooldown reduction, but again, not every character uses mana regeneration, so obviously for certain characters this would do absolutely nothing. There's also node compatibility, which is really important. So what node compatibility is, you'll see that I have 100% efficiency, but if I swap to this other character, I have 85% efficiency. And that is because these nodes have different colors. There's red, blue, and yellow. And you'll see over here, this one actually has 4 red sockets, 1 blue socket, and 1 yellow socket. And I'll tell you how many you have equipped because you can just like see them over here. But I will only get 85% of this. All of these stats, I'll only get 85% of it. So it's important to try to maximize your efficiency. When you're playing your 2 characters, ideally you would have, like, if you don't have the pages, like the rune mastery or the node mastery pages, you would ideally want to select 2 characters that have the same. So for example, Lua as well as Tajin actually have the same node compatibility, which is 222, which is 2 reds, 2 blues, and 2 yellows. So trying to maximize that is ideal. As far as what nodes are good, because I've had this question asked a lot of times, what nodes are good for what character? It all depends on, first, your character, second, what build do you want to go for, and thirdly, what skills you are using for that character, because some will add extra auto attack damage. So obviously auto attack would be more efficient, or auto attack or crit on autos, because there's also crit on skills would be more effective through your build. So I can't really answer that question. There is a Reddit post that did all of the math with some of the reds. Unless this has changed, I'll link it down below if I can remember what it was, but it was pretty helpful because it was saying that like ideally you want at least 2 flat reds. Let's go to the area where I can actually like buy them. You can actually use this also for the sword, but I'm just going to go ahead and show you guys where you actually get some of the nodes as well. So you can use these things called, what are they called actually? I just call them fists. They're called battlefield medals. But you use these to get your like the best nodes in the game. The other nodes you can buy like the smaller ones from the vendors, but I really don't recommend doing that. You can just play PvE and unlock some of the smaller ones, but really only use your battlefield medals for like the best ones. Otherwise, you're just kind of wasting it. So you can see there's life steal, there's defense penetration. Oh, let me move this over here. But there's like life steal, and they all have defense. All of them will always have defense. So yeah, keep that in mind. There's different energy, there's cooldown reduction, there's a lot of different things. So depending on what your skills are, you want to kind of utilize your nodes to kind of fit your character better. Like I said, some characters, like Tajin, doesn't use mana at all, so this actually does absolutely nothing, but because I just started out on this game, I don't have efficiency on, like, I don't have multiple node pages, I don't have enough nodes to fully utilize this yet until I progress in the game. Now, as far as skills go, you can actually select different skills. Like, you have, most characters, as far as I know, there's nothing that's different. You have 4 skills and you have an ultimate. The ultimate is built into the character, and then you have your passive. So it recovers a small amount of stamina. All characters, as of right now that I can think of, they all have a right click, which is some sort of evasive skill. Usually it's like a roll or a dodge or invulnerability for a second, or it can block one attack or something. It's usually some type of survival skill. That is actually I could just do it like a mission. Let me do a mission real quick. We're just gonna do like a random arena. Actually, no, this is PvP. We'll do a stage. We'll just do a random stage on easy just to make it like as fast as possible. So I'll dispatch now. I'll select 2 heroes real quick. These are the 2 starter heroes. And the 2 starter heroes that they give you, I think, are great. I don't really want to get into like a tier list. Again, I'm trying to keep this video simple, but there's so much content to cover because, like I said, there's so many different modes. Now, this is the PvE. I'll be uploading raw PvP videos later on because those are going to be much longer. They're usually, on average, like the competitive PvP mode. I'm just going to go real fast. I'm going to skip most of the dialogue. But here's Lua. Also important thing, there's heat that builds up on some heroes. You'll see when I attack, where my cursor is, which is this green thing over here, it's going to build up heat, and now it's in red, and if I let it go all the way up, it's going to go into exhaustion mode, and I cannot auto-attack until it resets on that cooldown. So ideally, how to use this more efficiently is to use your skills or wait in between. Now, you don't want to attack once, wait until it goes all the way down. Usually, unless you're like killing someone like with a last hit, you don't want to go into exhaustion because it's going to be a lot longer if you go into exhaustion and have that reset than manually just waiting for it to go down. Also, right here, there's these hearts. They recharge, I believe, daily, I want to say, but you can, if you die in the mission, it'll just be like a free revive. And also, like I said before, the right click, the dodge. So she has what's called energy, or I think, it's called EP. I believe it's energy. But anyways, you see how much I recover per second, and using my abilities costs energy, and I would say it's similar to mana in a sense. But some other things build up when you take damage, and there's other unique things in the game. But you'll see that it shows on my character over here. I have this white bar, and I have a green bar, and I have a yellow bar. So the yellow bar is like mana. It's the energy on that character. And the white bar is stamina. So if you see, I can roll out of the way, and that will use stamina. I can also jump, and that uses stamina. When I'm out of it, my stamina won't let me do anything. Well, in terms of like either rolling, and you can see this one is a roll, so it quickly rolls, and it tells you it's cooldown. But you see, I don't have enough stamina to use the skill anyways, so we'll wait. Dang, that's a lot of stamina. You can actually increase your stamina, like I said, there's so many things that you can do. Okay, this is the PvE. I guess I'll kind of do some of the PvE, but you'll see that he's going to be using this attack, and once he goes into me, I could roll out of the way to dodge it. Let me actually dodge it, not... Okay, hold on, let me shoot him for a bit. You'll see that he's water. If I swap to this, I'll actually do more damage. But there's health that drops, there's a lot of things that can drop. Now, Suzuka has, I would consider this a blink, because it lets you go through some targets. But this is PvE. At the end of the mission, you can get some items. And there's usually like a boss. Okay, some of the areas, you'll have to kill everything to progress. You'll see I just got some ultimate gauge. I'll use my ultimate and stuff, so just so I can show you, just kind of how the game works. But you can party with people. I think it's a lot more enjoyable to play with people. You can see he's gonna. I rolled a little early there, but he walked into the wall. Now, her passive. Oh, okay. I let him run to the wall, so you can see. You can use your environment to your advantage. And how Lua works is, upon using 5 skills as her passive, your next skill consumes no resource. So what that means is I can spam on my skills, and once this hits 5, I can use my ultimate, and it doesn't consume any resource. So that's pretty cool. So I basically get to use her ultimate for free. And then I can swap into my other character to kind of finish off a combo, essentially. I'll show you guys like just kind of a basic, like, bread and butter little like move that you can do. Go ahead and also you get graded. Over in the bottom right hand corner, you'll see that I have an A rank right now. You can get I think double S is the highest, but yeah, there's rankings. Obviously your time's gonna be bad because I was kind of explaining things, but there's the rock paper and scissors. So fire beats grass, grass beats water, water beats fire.
These incubators.
Okay,
Our
so
foremost goal is to take care of the enemies and escape as quickly as possible.
we'll fight. I think this is probably the boss, or it's a mini boss before the final boss here. So let's go. Some enemies you cannot knock up though. So you'll see that. Oh, I guess I used the skill. So you can see I need to get this back up to 5. So I just need to use both of my abilities again. I can get cooldown reduction to kind of speed up this process. You can see where the enemies attacking. See, like it goes in a straight line. Obviously, yeah, most of the stuff you can dodge like relatively with ease. But I'm trying to show you guys the stuff, so I'm totally not getting hit on purpose. But well, wow, that was actually I actually tried to dodge that one, but I done goofed. But anyways, let me go ahead and use my skills. So I can use this knock up here, swap to this character, and continue off my combo. So that's her ultimate, Suzuka's. So we'll see what we get from a rank. Probably get like an A or B. Okay, so there's our rank, and depending on our rank, we get different nodes. We can get like different things can pop up depending on your rank, and also what difficulty. That's the most important. So you can see I can choose my reward. So it's kind of random. You can just hit auto select. And if you want to spend the X coin, which is the in-game currency, you can actually unlock a few more. But if you're doing this, though, I don't suggest to do it like a lot of times because if I use one, it's gonna get more and more expensive because you would have technically a higher chance of getting the best one. Now, this isn't a legendary node, so I don't really consider it like really like the best. It's what it's trying to say. It's the best item that you can get, which isn't necessarily true because if you're doing some type of like you're trying to do a quest to get the like rings or something to unlock a character, then you don't really care about. This is not the best anyways. And like I said, unless it's a certain difficulty, you might not get like what you want anyways. So again, don't worry too much about trying to get this item. It's decent in the beginning because some of the stats on it will be a little bit better. But anyways, we're gonna go ahead and return to the bridge, which is basically going back to the lobby. And like I said, I'll be uploading some more raw PvP gameplay just because of the PvP. As far as like length in it, it's anywhere from like I would say 15 to 20 minutes, or I'd say actually let's go 13 to 20. 13 to 20 minutes I'd say is average game time. The maximum amount of time a game can last is 25 minutes. But there's different modes. Okay, so there is. If I go to the arena, you'll see that there's random, combat arena, and Titan ruins, and there's also ranked. So you can do against AI, you can do a custom match, and there's also picks and bans in the ranked mode. But ranked mode's not available now. I did play it back when it was in the beta. There's also a different PvE mode. There's also this mini game mode where it's basically like games like Mario Party. Like it's pretty well done. And we already did the training era. And as far as stage goes, I showed you guys like it's random, but you can select which one you want to do if you pay a ticket. And like I said, you get tickets by logging in and other rewards. But in the arena, there's random, so that's obviously random. So there's 3v3 and 5v5. 5v5 is what I would consider to be the competitive mode. 3v3 is just kind of a brawl. It's kind of like ARAM. You don't get to go back and like heal up. And there's no Titans, but like I said, I'm not showcasing off like the PvP in this video because it's gonna I'm gonna just keep that separate, but that is a whole nother part of the game. So like you guys only really saw one part of it, and there's so much more depth to this game. I'll probably end up making like a part 2, but I kind of wanted to use this video to give you guys like kind of an introduction, a guide to get you guys started. But also important things when you log into the game and you're playing the game. There are all these challenges. Make sure. Wait, hold on. It's missions is what it's called. My bad. So there are these challenges, and there's another. There's so much things like I said. But as far as the missions, there's daily, weekly, and monthly, and there's also guild missions. So you want to complete your daily missions because once you get them, you get gold. You can get X coin. You get XP, and there's other rewards. Let me show you some of the other ones. There's augment modules. Some of the other heroes, you unlock them by doing certain things. Like for example, this one you attain 1,000 achievement points. Some other heroes like Marope, which is a character I want to unlock, you just have to reach level 40 and then you can unlock her via the soul. Keep in mind though that even though like you reach like I want to say like what's in like the orange here, you still have to pay what's called soul, which is you get this by just playing the game. But try to prioritize what you want first because it's obviously going to exponentially get harder to level up. And obviously if you're using X-Coin, then I guess disregard what I'm saying with that. Important thing though, upgrading your skills. I'm going to upgrade Tadrin's over here. So these are these skills. I'm going to go ahead and just upgrade this one. So if I upgrade the stage skill, it just costs gold. And it's going to cost more and more gold. But when you upgrade these, some characters you want to prioritize getting all the way to level 6 as quickly as possible, because like that threshold, getting an additional, oh, let me move this, my bad. I forgot my cam was in the way right there. So like you'll see at level 6, it increases the duration by 4 seconds. That can be a huge deal for some characters, depending on the skill. But ideally, a lot of characters at level 3, it's like I'll get this character to 3. So it's 1,000, so it's 500, so that's 1,500, and then another, so it's 3,000 to get the skill to level 3. And again, at level 3, a lot of these skills get like some type of like bonus effect. It's not every single hero has it, but a lot of the heroes, specifically at level 3, you'll see like these certain integers. Like level 1, level 2, it's minus MP drain while I'm using this active ability, which basically increases my damage and attack speed. But at level 3, I get bonus weapon damage and move speed. So sometimes it's better just to get them to level 3, because it's more efficient to get 2 things to level 3, and maybe even your ultimate to level 3, before getting 1 to level 6 because of the gold cost. So keep that in mind as well. But as far as PvP goes, again, PvP you actually have to level these up. But PvE, they just start out at max level when you enter in. So keep that in mind as well. Okay, I'm trying to make sure I go over like most of the stuff. Oh, one really cool thing in this game is if you want to preview a character, you can, like, the way it looks. You can't preview how they play. In the beta they gave you so much X-Coin, you can do that. But if I wanted to check out Demonos, I can check him out, and I can check out how he looks, and that's the same thing that goes with the skins. If I wanted to change the skin, I can do that as well. There's just, like I said, so many characters. As far as, let me see. Oh, there's in the cash shop, which is the X coins, there's different things that you can buy that can increase gold gain, your XP rate, but there's nothing that increases your, as far as I know, as of right now, to increase the fists, the battlefield medals at the moment. And I think that's pretty much where I wanted to go. Oh, important things. So there's titles / insignias. You get these by doing missions. They actually do give you stats. So, for example, this one, the Martyr over here, gives you 0.9 health. And I know it's a small amount, but again, keep in mind there's a lot of other things that can multiply off of, you know, other integers. But, let's see what else. I just want to make sure I go over, like, pretty much the basic concept. There is this thing where you... Okay, hold on. There's this thing called material exchange. So, if I wanted to unlock Pohoron, there's these things that I can pick up on the missions, and I can craft the eye patches to obtain her. I need like 30 eye patches to get her, so I can craft them by just the stuff that I get in the mission, and then it also costs gold. I can also craft these other things, the modules. So going back to what I was talking about as far as the weapons go on the characters. So when I upgrade the weapons, this is what these will cost. Some of them will cost different amounts as you upgrade them. They will cost more. Some will cost different colors. But yeah, this is the weapon skill. Now, with the weapon skill, it's different than your actual skills, because your skills, you choose 2 of them, and you just equip them, and then you'll have them on your skill bar. And you can also change it if you want one to be Q instead of E. You can do vice versa. It doesn't really matter. But for the weapons, you can only choose one. So with Suzuka, I have the option to get extra crit strike on my 3rd attack, or I can choose attack range or acceleration. Again, I can only choose one of these. And then I level, you know, either one of these up. Most of these, well, okay, some of them you just obtain like these augment modules. However, some of them, like for example, CAGs, one of them will require a rare material from a mission. Now, I got lucky and just got this off of a box. However, if you just want to play PvP to unlock the weapon skills, you can technically do that. I don't know if there's any heroes that you specifically can't do it on that I know of, that aren't. I think with Ghost Widow you have to actually do PvE, because some of these things you can buy to upgrade. You can also technically RNG them out of like these boxes. I'll open up one of these boxes just to show you. So you get a random one. This one we just happen to get gold, so you get random stuff out of them. You'll see I have 51 of the ant rings, which unlocks the cat. But some of them, for the upgrades, you will have to do PvE. As far as I know, you will have to do PvE. Some of them you can just buy it all with the fists. But yeah, okay, we got the nodes out of the way. And as far as some people ask, like, you know, what should I do? Should I do a fire? What's good? Fire, grass? water, grass, water, fire. It all, again, it depends on like what you're trying to set up for. I'll probably make a more in-depth video and like a combo guide for some of like the heroes. Like Chromede and Kayak have like a really dirty combo where you can go behind them, you push them away, you lock them down, then you stun, then you reverse and you pull. Like there's a lot of really cool combos that you can do with heroes. But I don't want to get too in-depth and confuse some of you guys with just this one video and overwhelm you guys, but there's so much more content to this game, and I just basically touched up upon like the basics. And man, this video is like almost 40 minutes long, but wow. Alright, but hopefully this gives you guys a like understanding of the game, because I'll be streaming it, and it'll just kind of give you guys a better overview of the game, as well as you know, some of the things that you can do in the game. But if I missed on anything, or if you guys want to know anything about the game, let me know, because I'll definitely create more content on this game. Like I said, I'll be uploading some more like raw PvP footage. I'm primarily going to be doing PvP in this game. However, some of the PvE stuff I'll definitely be doing because it'll be new content, because I haven't explored everything in PvE, and there's like probably going to be raids, and there's just so much more content to this game, like I said, that I will be uploading on the channel, and I just wanted to give you guys an introduction to the game. But hopefully I didn't overwhelm you guys too much with this game. And like I said, it is a free game, and I'll link the website down below if you guys want to check it out. And I'll see you guys there in the live stream when I'm streaming this game. But thanks for watching, guys, and I'm signing out.